My name is Brandon Koffel. I live in the United States, Ohio. I had worked for when I was very young. You know, it was a hard life. And that last year of school, it was like, I went to school for like 10 hours a day. I'd work 8 hours a day, sleep 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. It was a tough one. So like, I thought it was all right to take a break. It was fine. Um, I took a break from school. I quit my job. Besides my house, no one really helped me. I had like a bank of saved up money that I was like kind of living off, getting food, stuff like that. It was about $600, last me about 3/4 of a year. I applied for 32 jobs in my town, and it was winter, so it wasn't really that hiring. That was every job in town I could legally take. I was 18, so I couldn't take any liquor jobs. They can't get a perfect worker if like no if everyone applies, but like you're like kind of an okay guy and everyone else really sucks, but they need at a large company, the people that hire people, they get a time frame and a budget to hire people. They can only hire people within this time frame, like once a year, every half a year, that they get a budget for. So if you're at the top of that list and they just, they don't really like you that much, but they're like, well, we have to hire someone. They'll hire you, and they're not going to expect you to be great. And I applied at them all, called them all, tried them all, didn't get a single one. Couldn't do it. Everyone was jobbed out, I guess. So like, I remember this one day I applied for 20 jobs in town. I set out at 11 a.m. It was very cold that day and it was raining, but I was like, today's the day. So I did it, put on my coat, leather jacket. I looked cool. Brought my ID, all this stuff, and I just like walked because I felt like walking that day. I could have like ridden a bike or gotten a ride, but I just felt like walking. So I walked. I live at the end of town, so I walked from like all the circumference of it. It's not that big of a town. It's like a mile wide, and like it's really skinny. And I went all around town, all the businesses I knew about, and I applied. Talked to them. Some of them were nice. Some of them were just like, nah. And some of them wanted me to apply online, like half of them, and I did that, but got no response. I went to a pizza place, and when I applied, and they said I didn't have a job, but they gave me a free small pizza. Ate it on the way. That was kind of nice of them. Man, what else? No, that's it. Oh yeah, I applied at a video store. Shut down the next week after they said no. So, I don't really care about them saying no. I get it. In the winter, it's extremely hard to get a job. It's not a thing that you can really do. In the summer, however, like all the summer jobs open up. People are just more active, so they want to start businesses. Other stuff happens. It's just like there's more jobs in the summer. Everyone's just more active. Well, you'd wake up whenever. You just kind of, or the first thing is nights and days when you don't have like a job or anything to do, they all mold together. Doesn't matter when you're awake. So like day's night, night's day. You wake up whenever, you sleep when you feel like it. You play some video games, a lot of them. You watch some cartoons, and even after doing all that, like for hours and hours, have a good time. You're left with about like 10 hours of being awake that you don't know what to do. Like you don't want to play games. You just kind of like lay around and watch YouTube and do whatever, and you got nothing to do. So you kind of like starving to do something, get kind of bored even if you got stuff to do. Stagnant. That is the only way I could describe that. It's like a pond. Nothing moves. You're just kind of like doing the same thing every day. Sometimes you want to feel you do productive stuff randomly, but that just doesn't really last. Just kind of feel not sad, but like a really soft sad that lasts for a long time, but it's not that sad. It's just kind of That is a nice story, and you were here for most of that much. You were in the calls when I was putting out those resumes. For 2 days straight, I put out 300 applications all over the country on Craigslist. for programming jobs, and I got lots of responses, like blogs and stuff. People wanting me to do work, and I applied at a couple of them, and I'm actually doing some of them now, working on that. But this main one was a gold mine. I didn't think anything of it. Dad just said, like basic programmer. It was in New York, and I was like, all right, I guess I could do that. So I applied at it. The guy's like, oh hey, he sends me like this Bible worth of text. And it's like really intense. He's like, I thought he wasn't real because he sounded so cool. Like he sounded like a really cool guy. And it was like too good to be true. And I told him a little bit about myself. He was like a charity, but he made like a lot of money anyway. And he has like tons of workers underneath him. And he wanted to hire me in his new like development division. And I got hired. So I'm doing like on and off work for him right now until I get hired on to be full. And I thought at first I thought it was a scam because it was just too good. I was getting paid like kind of above the starter wage that most people get paid. And I think that's mostly because of them being based in New York, so people get paid more there and they're rich. At least my boss was. Yeah, and I get hired on for that, so that's like my base job, and then I do a bunch of side ones, and so yeah, like the moral of that story, kids, is just it's not about the quality, all right, of the jobs you pick. Just even if you think you're like farly not able to do that job ever, put out as many applications as you can, because you might be the best they can get. Look at me. There you go.